The death of Rayshard Brooks has been ruled a homicide. The police shooting was captured in dramatic video outside the Wendy's restaurant, where Brooks had failed several sobriety tests and then tried to run from police. He resisted arrest and fled after seizing a police taser. An officer shot and killed him as he fled, pointing the taser in their direction. Brooks' wife says he wasn't dangerous.
I didn't know that I was going to wake up to my husband never coming home.
Protesters set fire to the Wendy's. Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields resigned in the wake of the shooting. Police officer Garrett Rolfe was fired, and another officer was suspended. The Atlanta shooting gives a renewed sense of urgency to police reform legislation. Both Congress and the president are expected to act this week. Democrats are pushing to end qualified immunity, which shields officers like Rolfe from civil lawsuits.
We have to ask ourselves as a society, do we want to have a nation where police officers who do really awful things cannot be held accountable to civil rights charges?
But the president and other Republicans say qualified immunity is off the table. Senator Tim Scott calling it a poison pill that will kill police reform legislation.
That sends a wrong signal, perhaps the worst signal right now in America.
Scott has been working on police reform for 5 years. Republicans have tasked him with drafting a proposal in the Senate. Key points are improved officer training and greater transparency when wrongdoing occurs. Also, Scott and others support banning chokeholds.
That is one of the things that we should have engaged in a long time ago. Many departments around the country have already banned chokeholds, and I think a lot of other departments are increasing that now.
President Trump expected to sign an executive order this week setting a national standard for police. He agrees chokeholds should be banned except in certain situations.
But if a police officer is in a bad scuffle and he's got somebody,
well, if it's a one-on-one fight for the life,
yeah, and that does happen, and that does happen too. So you have to be careful. With that being said, it would be, I think, a very good thing that, generally speaking, it should be ended.
Ben Carson, Trump's only black cabinet member, says it's time for Americans to come together and calmly share their multiple perspectives.
We have to stop, putting everything into the arena of combat. And let's see if we can find a way to work together, because if we don't, we're doomed.
And some rays of hope, healing, and grace. Amazing grace, shared over the weekend in Nashville. These Christians took to song outside a nightclub recently looted by rioters.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Gary Lane, CBN News.